Hey guys, welcome to Silver Bullet Ballistics, and today we are going to be discussing the difference between a 300 Blackout round and a 5.56. So these rifles that I have here are both ARs, but they shoot different calibers. This one that I'm holding is a 300 Blackout. This one on the table is a 5.56. Let's go ahead and talk about the 300 Blackout first. So the 300 Blackout is also known as 7.62 by 35. The military used it in their M4 carbine under the name of 300 Whisper, because if you use 300 Blackout subsonic and you have a suppressor on the 300 Blackout, it is the quietest gun on the market. The 300 Blackout is best with a shorter barrel. The gun that I have here, my buddy's, he got it at a gun show, and this is a longer barrel. The 300 Blackout has a maximum chamber pressure of 56,000 psi. It can fire bullets up to 250 grains at just under the speed of sound. The 300 Blackout round expands when it hits targets, unlike the 5.56 round, which is made to fragment. It is also a heavier round than a 5.56 round. So what would I use the 300 Blackout for? You can hunt small to medium game with it. It's really good for boar hunting, as it has a little bit more punch behind the bullet than a 5.56 would. It is really good for home defense, as it's very quiet. If you use just subsonic rounds and no suppressor. One disadvantage of a 300 Blackout is the price of ammunition. Alright, let's go ahead and focus on the 5.56. So the 5.56 is a smaller bullet compared to the 300 Blackout. 5.56 rounds are louder than a 300 Blackout. The ammunition is a lot cheaper than 300 Blackout, and you can find it a little bit better than 300 Blackout. 5.56 by 45 was originally designed for the US military to use an M16 rifle. It has a maximum chamber pressure of 62,000 psi. 5.56 is good for small game, small deer, varmints. Actual bullet size is around the same as a 22, but it is made to fragment a little bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and put both of these together back up on the table. So the platforms are pretty much the same except for the uppers. I can stick a 5.56 upper and a 300 Blackout lower, and vice versa. I could put a 300 Blackout upper and a 5.56 lower. You just need to make sure that you're shooting the proper bullet for the barrel that you have. And the 5.56, you can get a suppressor to suppress the sound a little bit, but the 300 Blackout, if I was just to shoot subsonic rounds in it right now with no suppressor, it will sound like it has a suppressor on it with a shorter barrel. I can put a silencer on this and subsonic rounds and make it extremely quiet, but there's no need. So here are the rounds next to each other. This is the 300 Blackout, which is a 30 cal bullet, and this is a 5.56 with a 22 bullet. The casings on the 5.56 is obviously longer than the 300 Blackout, but the 300 Blackout is a lot heavier than a 5.56 round. The 5.56 round is the fastest shooting round, except turbocharged varmint rounds. This is a green tip, so it's a military round. And the 300 Blackout is a slower round. The 5.56 fires a 55 grain bullet. That's about 3,000 feet per second. And the 300 Blackout shoots a 110 grain bullet, and that's about 2,000 feet per second. Now the bullets drop significantly different. The 300 Blackout drops nearly 34 inches at 300 yards. And the 5.56 bullet drop is only 11 inches at 300 yards. So if you want something for close range, go with the 300 Blackout. If you want something for longer range, 5.56 all the way. I'm going to put a link in the description on an article that I found very interesting talking about the two. And that is some of the differences between a 5.56 and a 300 Blackout. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like, make sure you are subscribed, and thank you for watching Silver Bullet Ballistics.